Good day. This is Orly Taitz for Taitz Report. And I would like to talk today about two issues. One is bogus polling, and another one, the need for Donald Trump to start funding his campaign. First of all, let's talk about polling. Not so long ago, Britain voted in Brexit, meaning British exit from the European Union. And what's interesting that just a day before the vote, even the morning of the vote, there were polls showing that Britain will vote to stay in the European Union. That there were some polls showing that Britons will vote with as much as a 10% margin to stay in the EU. However, we've seen that at the end of the day, Brits voted to leave the EU. They voted for Brexit with a 4% margin, which means that there was a 14% swing from what the polls were showing and what really happened. Well, I suspect that the same thing is happening in the United States today. The real clear politics average shows Clinton currently leading by 6%. However, when you look closely at the polls, you can see that multiple organizations, polling organizations like CNN, NBC, Marist, and Monmouth, and others, and ABC, they're overpolling Democrats. They're polling 10%, 12%, in some instances as much as 17% more Democrats than Republicans. So no wonder we come up with the result of Clinton leading by 6%. And this is a serious problem because people believe those polls, and that demoralizes Trump's voters and supporters, and it demoralizes Trump's donors who no longer are willing to donate. So, what can be done about it? What can we do? I believe American citizens can start taking action. And first and foremost, you should call Jason Chaffetz, who is the chairman of the House Oversight Committee. Justice Chaffetz has announced an emergency hearing on Clinton's fraud to the U.S. Congress on the issue of her emails, deleted emails. He should announce an emergency hearing on the issue of fraudulent polling. I believe that if the U.S. Congress will will hear this issue and will demand answers from pollsters as to how did they come up with those polls. Show us the data. Show us how many Democrats, how many Republicans were polled in the poll. I think those pollsters will start cleaning up their act. And we will see that the gap between Trump and Clinton is not 6%, it's more like 1 or 2, maybe 3%. And that's very important because when the candidates are close, then the voters are more energized, the donors are more energized. Furthermore, bogus polling can be used as a justification to rigging of elections, to loading the voter rolls with illegal aliens or just simply non-citizens, residents but not citizens, by with people voting 50 times in 50 different states. And then if the voters are doubting the results, well, those bogus polls will be used as justification for those results. So I'm urging each and every American to call his member of Congress, his congressmen, his senators, and first and foremost, call Jason Chaffetz, the chair of the House Oversight Committee, demand for him to hold this hearing, and further on demand that um, he forwards this issue, this demand for official investigation to the director of the FBI, James Comey, for the FBI to investigate this issue. I believe that when those pollsters will know that the FBI is investigating, that the Congress is investigating, we will be more careful and we will see numbers changing. There is another issue that I would like to discuss today, and that's the fact that it's time for Trump to start investing in this general election. When Trump started his campaign, he stated that he's worth $10 billion, and he's willing to spend as much as $1 billion for his campaign. So far, he raised $132 million, 52 million in June, 80 million in July. If he continues raising the same for the same rate in August, September, and October, he'll raise another $240 million, and he will have about 400 million raised from the public. Moreover, if he will start spending his own money as he promised, he will be able to spend as much as Clinton does on her negative ads, and he will have a very good chance of winning this election. Currently, Clinton is overspending Trump 10 to 1, particularly in swing states. I know there is a possibility that Trump um, thinks he should spend on negative advertising only right before the election, maybe in October, at the beginning of November. However, that might be too little too late. If his supporters, his voters, will be demoralized, they will not be making those crucial phone calls now in August, September, October, and beginning of November. They will not be energized, they will not be meeting voters, they will not be calling voters, and further on, the donors will not be energized. So this will be a negative feedback. The fact that he is not spending money on advertising, it's a negative feedback. And therefore, just as you are calling members of Congress and demanding that they investigate the issue of bogus polling, you need to call Trump campaign. If you're a Trump supporter, uh, if you're a Trump donor, you can call his campaign. You can write to Trump through Facebook, through Twitter. With his address is there on the campaign literature, and demand that he put his money where his mouth is and start spending on advertising. That will lead to gap closing and being even with Clinton, or maybe leading Clinton, and that will energize his voters and supporters. And that is Dr. and Attorney Orly Taitz speaking for Taitz Report. You can read more of my articles and see videos on www.taitz, T as in Tom, A-I, T as in Tom, Z, taitzreport.com, and you can donate to my work in legal challenges dealing with corruption in current administration through PayPal on the website for taitzreport.com or orlytatesesq.com. Thank you.